Hi guys, welcome back. So as I said, as I said, I promised you 2 videos today. This is number 2. I'm in the middle of editing. Well, I've edited the first video. It's just in the middle of being put together on my computer. That should be up, I would say, this very soon, within the next, I don't know, hour or so, maybe longer. Be up soon, in a few hours. This is the second video that I was going to do today. So, as I say, I'm going to start. It's not really a series because it's not going to be one. It's not going to be something that lasts over just a short period of time. It's something that I want to do quite often because the whole point of my channel and the vlogs that I do, it's just you guys out there listening to me talking about the things that interest me. And one of those things is Magic the Gathering. So yes, we've done lots of stuff on the channel with other things that aren't Magic related, aren't related to trading cards, but this is a big part of my life. I love trading card games, as I say. Big fan of Magic. It's my top favourite trading card game. I like the Yu-Gi-Oh cards as well. I like a lot of the Pokemon cards too. Oh, excuse me. Just washed my hair and stuff and had a shower, so I'm a bit, just a bit, just sneezing from the smelly perfumes I'm using. Anyway, so yeah, so these videos that I'm doing now are just really me sharing with you things that I enjoy. And that is, as I say, Magic the Gathering. Now, this first video I'm doing about Magic, as I say, it's not to give you tips or hints on how to play the game or to teach you to play the game, because I'm not an expert. I play it for fun, casually with my family, over the kitchen table or wherever a table can be found. I don't play competitively, never been in tournaments, never yet played at a game store, but I do want to do that because, one, it'd be nice to meet other Magic players and play test my decks, which might be completely rubbish and probably will be. But secondly, one thing that we should, if you're a trading card collector or player or anything like that, be it board games, whatever it might be, support your local game store. Alright? Now, yes, I know that at this moment in time we can't go to them because they're shut due to lockdown and COVID outbreak. But they'll be open again soon. And they all have online shops on eBay, Amazon, wherever, or just their own internet website. So do support your local game shop. And on that, I want to give a shout out to the 2 shops in my area that I really want to shout out for. Again, they're not sponsoring me to mention them. I'm not going to get paid for doing this. It's just personally, as a trading card collector and player, just to fellow trading card collectors and players out there. If you live in the Bournemouth, Poole, Christchurch and surrounding area, 2 stores to check out: Bag of Holdings, Bournemouth Square, the Triangle. Brilliant. They do events every single night when they can, when they're open. And they do have a good collection of stuff there. Check them out. The other mention, Charminster, Bournemouth, Level Up Gaming, fabulous game shop. Again, they do events every single day. They do all sorts. They do deck boxes, sleeves, dice, counters, you name it, they do it. They cover Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Final Fantasy, Dragon Ball Z, Keyforge, whatever trading card game you play, I'm sure they can get you the cards if you ask them. So check them out. Level Up in Bournemouth. Both of those have websites, Bag of Holdings and Level Up. Go check them out. I'll find the links for you, put them at the bottom of this video when we come to the end of it. Now, on that, in the post today, this came from me. Now this is my last package I'm expecting of cards. Now this should be, I think, a couple of Dragon cards and a showcase card from Theros Beyond Death. Let's have a quick look. Okay, so there it is, the cards. Very, very carefully peel them off. Don't want to ruin them. Yep, there we go. Awesome. Yes, it is the cards I was expecting. So yeah, 2 cards. 2 cards. Okay. Should be a third. Never mind. Yep, so there they are. That's my 2 cards. We have the Green Dragon, which is called Foe Razor Region, and a Blue Dragon called Icefall Region, both from the Dragons of Tarkir block from 2015, which was the last in the Tarkir block. So we had Khans of Tarkir, Fate Reforged, and Dragons of Tarkir. That was the 3 sets from that block. So yeah, that's those 2 cards I was expecting today. It's not the 2. I've got 3 more. There's actually another lot of cards coming. Actually, thinking about it, 2 more dragons and a showcase from Pharos Beyond there. So this is different. So yeah, so there you go. That's those 2 dragons. They're from Dragons of Tarkir from 2015. Old dragons, but they're both rares. They are going to go in a deck. So there you go. But anyway, this video is not about those. It's about Ikoria. Now, I mentioned earlier, Ikoria is the most recent expansion to come out for Magic. It's set on the plane of Ikoria, and what I'll do one day is I'll explain what planes are. Try to anyway. Do a bit of research and explain what they are, because they're part of the Magic multiverse. This is Ikoria, which is a new plane. We've not been there before, and this place is full of insane, huge monsters. Basic story, this is a very loose general story, is on Ikoria there's humans fighting for survival. They live in great big kind of cities in various regions in Ikoria. There's poachers or hunters as well out in the wild. Story centres around a new planeswalker called Luca, and if you go to the Magic database, Magic the Gatherer website database, they do a story lore section on there, and it tells you all about Luca and who he is. And there are some cards in the set as well, which are what's called story spotlight cards, which is the thing that Magic do in recent years. They pick some cards and they tell the story of the main character. Now, it's not a full thing of the story, of his story. If you want to find out what the story about Luca is, as I say, go to Magic Arcanum. It does a video called What Happened on Ikoria, or in Ikoria, something like that, and it tells you all about the story of Ikoria, of Luca. It mentions Vivian as well, who's also part of it, Vivian Reed, who's another Planeswalker. She's a well-known Planeswalker, been in the set for a while. She's not a new Planeswalker, she's been around for a while. She's also featured in the Ikoria set, and part of Luca's story, so it's worth checking that out. Yeah, Magic Arcanum, he's the guy that will give you the background on that story. So this video is about Ikoria, the new cards that have just come out. As I say, I bought a bundle because I like the dice. Now, with bundle boxes, you get an oversized dice. It's called a spin down life counter. So with Magic, you have 20 life if you're playing standard or normal Magic. If you're playing other formats, it's a bit different, but we'll go into the we'll go into the different formats maybe in a different video. We'll talk about those in a video, just to talk a little bit about them. So yeah, as you see, this is a great dice, a great counter, because it's bright red, and what it does, what I like about it, the way they've made it, is they've made it look like a crystal. Now, on Ikoria, one of the key things about Ikoria are the crystals. They're called glowstones. They're all over the plane, and they have a major effect on the monsters, how they behave, and everything therein. Again, Ikoria, what happened in Ikoria, Magic Arcanum will tell you all about that in his video. What I might do as well, I might find that video and link it at the end of this video so you can go straight to it. It's worth looking and reading. Anyway, that's Ikoria. That's why I like the bundle boxes, because they're oversized now. They used to be quite small. Since 2020 core set last summer, they've started to do an oversized counter, which is what this is. So we've had one in 2020 core set. We had another one in Throne of Eldraine, which came out at the end of last year, October time. We had another one in January this year with the Pharos Beyond Death expansion. And as I say, this is now the Ikoria one, and there'll be another one when Core Set 2021 comes out next in July. So there you go, that's the background of the bundle. That's why I like the bundles. Now I'll move on to my cards, move on to the cards shortly. I also bought a booster box. As I said earlier, I picked up a booster box for a really good price for a new booster box. Sort of price you could get the most recent expansion booster boxes for a bit cheaper than everywhere. Normally your booster box retails, I think, roughly about between 95 and 105 quid, depending on who sells it and what price they go with. I got a booster box for about £88, which is good for a booster, especially for a new expansion. There we go. I do hope to get a Theros Beyond Death booster next, maybe later in the year. I don't know when, at some point, but that's another story. Anyway, I love Theros. It's great playing, great cards in there as well. We'll talk about that again as another video, maybe. Anyway, okay. So Ikoria, as I say, it's about monsters, big monsters, and the set itself, I like it. I think it's a great set. However, it's met with a bit of opposition. Some like it, some don't. Because there's two things they've introduced, two mechanics they've introduced. Something called Companion and something called Mutate. Now, again, without going into it in big detail, making it a long video, a lot of the cards they've made over the years have specific mechanics on those cards or abilities that they can normally use to kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? To kind of, yeah, give that set identity, I suppose, really. Mutate does that with Ikoria, along with Companion. Companion's a new thing, so you start your deck. They've I think it's 8, or I think they've brought out, is it 8 or 10 in Ikoria, Companion cards, which are all rare, quite hard to get. And you can start off your deck with those cards, and you can build a deck around the Companion card. But there's certain conditions the deck has to meet, and it's specified in the Companion card as the first bit of the card. Great, I like that. That's a great idea, and I think potentially Companion could potentially, maybe down the line, become a format all of its own in Magic. Who knows? If they do more Companion cards, which I hope they do. Anyway, that's Companion. The other one is Mutate, as I say. Now this is a new thing they brought in, where you can combine two cards to make one card. So if you play Pokemon, you'll be familiar with the term evolve, mega evolve, etc., where you make your Pokemon bigger, stronger with evolutions. It's not that. Mutate isn't that really. It's similar but not. The closest thing I can compare it to is perhaps polymerization, which you can do in Yu-Gi-Oh!, where you can take one monster and another monster, you can fuse them with a polymerization card to make a fusion monster. Makes it bigger and different monster with more power. Big, stronger monster. So essentially what this is with Mutate. Now Mutate is, I think, is a thing that's dividing players. Not many people like it, but I think it's a great idea. I'm going to build a Mutate deck with my Ikoria cards and see how it plays out. But that's, again, another story. This is about the cards I like. So yeah, this video is all about the cards that I like from the deck. Now I went through the cards before I did this video, and I had 20 odd cards that I really liked with the artwork. I thought they were just great. So I thought, I can't do all those in a video, it would just take too long. So what I will do is what I did is I narrowed it down to top 8 of the 8 cards I really like, plus some honourable mentions, so about 5 honourable mentions. We're going to start off with the 5 honourable mentions, but before I do anything else, I'm going to pause the video and change my battery on my camera because it's getting a bit low. Sorry, back soon. Right, we're back. Sorry about that. I had to change the camera. I was sitting in recording that bit of the video thinking, my battery's getting really, really low here, so I had to change it over. So yeah, okay, so let's get back to it. So yeah, what we're doing, just so in case you just missed it, we're going to review some of the cards. Well, look at my favourite cards from Magic the Gathering's Ikoria set, which is what this video is all about, my favourite cards. So as I say, I picked out 5 honourable mentions and my top, the 8 cards that I really love. So before we go into that, let's pick up the 5 honourable mentions. Okay, so I've got them in my hand here. Now, you probably won't be able to see them very easily on the camera, so what I will do, I'll put some photos up on the video so you can see them. I don't know that I'll be able to put it over. I'll try and put it over this video while I'm talking, I don't know. But anyway, we've got 5 cards. These are like some of my favourite cards, but the 8 cards I've picked I like better. So, let's start off with this card. This card is a blue card. It's called Dreamtail Heron. Again, I don't know if you can see it, but there we go, that's the card. Hopefully it's a bit clear on the screen. It's called Dreamtail Heron. So, it's a blue card, as I say, and this is one of these cards that's got this mutate ability. So, but we're not talking about that, we're talking about the card and the artwork. So as you can see, what I love about this card is I just love, for a start, I really like elemental cards. Elemental cards are brilliant. So many in the game over the years, and they're good fun to work with, and you can get them working together really well. So yeah, it's an elemental card. What I like about it is just the way that the heron just fills the frame, and I love that big crystal in the background and the colours. That's the thing as well. One of the thing about these pet cards that I love is the contrast of colours. This one is just amazing. So it's got like little blue wisps, you can see, that are just coming off its wings and everything, which I just think are really cool. So yeah, that's the heron. This is one of the first cards that when I was looking at the cards. It's just one of the first cards I looked at. I thought, oh yeah, I really hope I get that card, and I did. I actually got 4 copies of it when I pulled them in and did open the boosters. But then it's a common, so it's going to be so. But yeah, that's the Dreamtail Heron card. Now another honourable mention is this one. This is a colourless creature. It's not an artifact. There are colourless artifact creatures. They have a solid kind of grey background. This is a colourless, so you can see you probably can't see, but the creature itself is coming through the back of the card. Now this is just beautiful because of, again, it's the contrast of colours. One, it's a really pretty bird, pretty insect. Lots of lovely bright colours, and I love it's for a photographer. If you can get if you're a macro photographer, if you can get a photo like this of an insect, you're just so pleased. That's a great photo to have. So that great artwork there. Love the colours of the insect itself, and again how it stands out from the background so much. Love it. Okay, moving on to the next. Now this card is probably the most sought after card in the Ikoria boost expansion. It's also one of the hardest cards to pull in the expansion, and at the moment it's quite pricey to buy single if you want to buy it, and that is Luminous Broodmoth. Again, you can't really see it in this light, which is a shame, but again I'll try and put a photo of it at the end. But yeah, that's Luminous Broodmoth. It's a white, again another insect. Now why do I like this? Contrast, yes, again, but look at the colours. I don't know if you can see it, but if you can see the colours of the actual moth, it's not easy, the light is so bad. But when I put a card up on the video, you might see it, but the colours of the moth are just stunning. Really, and what I love is the way they've got the moon just behind it, which kind of almost illuminates the creature, hence Luminous Broodmoth. So it's obviously meant to do that. But yeah, that's a mythic rare, and when I pulled that, I was dead chuffed because it's such a hard card to get. So whack with that. More on the moth a bit later. So now, the other thing that Magic have been doing in recent sets, I think they introduced it in, was it Dominaria maybe? If I'm wrong, somebody tell me in the comments. I think it might have been Dominaria, but I don't know. They started introducing something called showcase cards. So they pick some of the cards from the main set that they want to really showcase, hence showcase. Now I've got 2 that I love the artwork. Now what they've done with the Ikoria ones, they've made them comic book artwork, which I love because I'm a big comic book fan anyway. So to have comic style creatures artwork in this set is just awesome. It really is awesome. And the two I've picked are called Cavern Whisperer, and my absolute favourite of all the showcase cards is called Glowstone Recluse. Okay, that's them two. Again, you can't really see them in the light, sorry about that. I'll try and get decent photos of them. So let's talk about the Whisperer first of all. Look at it. I mean, you can't, if you can see it, I hope you can. Look at that crystal. There's a, just down here, there's a beautiful, great big pink glowstone. And the creature itself is just coming down, crawling down, almost as if it's trying to protect that crystal. I don't know if that's the story, it might be. And you've got this greeny blue background which highlights the darkness of the creature, because it's called a nightmare. Some of the creatures are called nightmares, and they're predominantly black. In black decks you'll find lots of nightmare cards, and this set is full of nightmare cards, which is great because I've never really used nightmare cards before, never done a nightmare deck, so I'm going to build a deck of nightmare cards, which I'm really looking forward to doing that, because I think that could be awesome. I want to see if I can try and make the mutate thing work with other cards in the deck. Synergy. It's a big part of deck building apparently. Well, there is no, but it is. So yeah, that's the Cavern Whisperer. Really like that. And as I say, yeah, this one is Glowstone Recluse. Well, this one it's a spider. Behind Dragons and Angels, my next favourite creature in Magic are spiders. I don't know why. Weird choice. People might say, what about elves? What about elementals? What about goblins? I love elves, I love elementals, but my third favourite is spiders. I just know the whole thing of giant spiders, just love it so much. This year, Glowstone Recluse. Now, I ordered this card before the set was released. I didn't get it, unfortunately, because it didn't get to me. But I paid something like, I think it was about £15–16 when you convert it from dollars for this card. I never got it. I got a refund, yes, which is great, so there's no issue with that. But I pulled this when I was opening the boosters, and I pulled this. I was delighted because not only did I get this one, the showcase version of it, I got the normal version of it as well, the normal playable vet thing in the deck, which again, it's okay. It's not great compared to this artwork and the ones I've picked, but I do like it. But it's a spider, so I love spider cards, and you know I'm gonna try and find a way to put it in a deck. You know, so yeah, Glowstone. That's it. That's my 5 honourable mentions. So just to recap, 5 honourable mentions before we get into the top 8. Dreamtail Heron, Adaptive Shimmerer, Luminous Broodmoth, and 2 showcase cards, Cavern Whisperer and Glowstone Recluse. They're my 5 honourable mentions. Now for the big 8. Here we go. And again, I'll try and figure a way of putting photos of these on the video. So at number 8 is a card which is just stunning. It's called Savai Sabertooth. Again, you can't see it in this light. It's poor rubbish light. Sorry about that. But again, I'll try and get a photo of it. Yeah. So Savai Sabertooth is a white cat creature. It's a great card. It's a 2 mana card, and it's got no special abilities, but it's a common. But it's a great card for early turns, and it's got a 3/1 power toughness, which is not bad. It's got a bit of attack on it. Anyway, what I like about this one, look at the colours of the cat. Again, you probably can't see it, but the colours are orange, green, and kind of a pinky white, which I think is just amazing contrast. It looks like a tiger, but it's a saber-tooth cat. It looks like a tiger, but it's those unusual colours. And what I love about it is the sky, the pink, the orangey kind of sunset type sky in the background. Well, it's sunrise because the flavour text on the card, it's sunrise. So yeah, I love that because it really highlights the colours of the cat. But either side of it, framing the cat, are these 2 glowstones, bright pink glowstones, which I just think are cool. Just a cool card. Looks good. Great pose. The cat's in a stalking pose, so it's stalking someone, and it's almost as if the way it's done is it looks like it's stalking you, so it's coming for you. Great card. That's number 8. Coming in at number 7. Now, I'm not a big fan of black cards. Don't know why, just don't really think much of them. Although I'm starting to build black decks now to try out black cards, because there's a lot of things about them that they do which are really good. Namely the fact that namely the ability to bring back cards from your graveyard to your hand. It's just one of the things they can do brilliantly. Not to mention Death Touch and Lifelink, which we'll go into all of these in other videos. But this is a black card I've picked for number 7. It's a Scorpion. It's called Serrated Scorpion, and it's one. The Scorpion is terrifying. It's a terrifying looking Scorpion. Scorpions are really close to my to spiders, but that's terrifying. But this card, what I like about this card, is not just the Scorpion in the centre of the picture and all the little pink on it. It's the crystals again in the background, the glowstones in the background that kind of bring out the pink on the actual carapace of the Scorpion. Just think that's a really great card. Really like that. Number 6. Coming in number 6. It's an instant card, a red instant card called Fire Prophecy. This is just great because look at that eye. If you're a Lord of the Rings fans, you're thinking Sauron, Eye of Sauron. Must bet you are. Just a great card. Just love the fact that they've made the eye look like fire. Just great. That's number 6. Now coming in at number 5. Wow. Let me just tell you about these cards. Now with Ikoria, along with the Broodmorph, the next most sought after cards, there's 5 of them, are the Apex cards. So these are like the legendary creatures of Ikoria, similar to your Elder Dragons, similar to your, I don't know, your gods of Theros for example. They're called Apex creatures. So these cards, the non-foiled cards alone, you're paying over 20 quid for, but between 15 and 25, maybe a bit more for non-foils. So the foils are a bit more pricey. I mean, perhaps in time they'll go down, I don't know. But yeah, I opened my booster and I pulled 3 Apex cards, 3 different ones, which totally, I was celebrating and jumping around like a mad idiot. So yeah, but for this top 8, coming at number 5 is Vadrock, the Apex of Thunder. Again, you can't really see it, but I'll put the picture up on the screen when I can. So what I like about this, again, it's an elemental dinosaur cat. What a combo that is. It's not really powerful. It's a 3/3 creature, but the artwork is just stunning. It's kind of, the creature itself is a red colour, but it's got what looks like blue fur all over it. Absolutely stunning. And then you've got glowstones in the background and other stuff going on in the background, which just looks really good. So yeah, but what I like about this is the red-blue contrast of the fur and the body of the creature. So that's number 5, Apex of Thunder, Vadrock or Vadrock, I don't even pronounce it. Coming in at number 4, into the top 4 now. Coming in at number 4. Now, one thing that Magic does again and again is reprint dual lands, which is fine because these land cards are absolutely brilliant. They're really useful fetch land cards. Number 4 then on my list is Rugged Highlands. It's a very well known card. It's been reprinted numerous times through the various sets they brought out. I picked this because, well, again, you can't really see it, but on the card, which I'll again show, there is all of these humongous, bright red, crimson almost, glowstone crystals just growing up to the sky, and they are huge. You can't really see it, but the light is rubbish. You can't really see it, but they are just huge. And you've got the green background of all the kind of mountain areas and hilly areas, and at the top of all these hills you've got these great big red crystals growing out. Looks fantastic, and they just glow. Hence why they're called glowstones, I guess. They just light up the whole card. Just love it. That's number 4, Rugged Highlands. So the top 3, okay, top 3, we're getting to the top 3. Now this number 3 card, now this top 3 were very, very close. Any one of these 3 could have been my number 1 pick. So it took me a while to decide which order they were going to go in. But yeah, number 3 is my favourite companion from the whole set, and I cannot wait to build a deck around this guy, and that's Zerda, the Dawnbreaker. Now Zerda, I was looking on the banned list yesterday. Zerda has just got itself banned in a number of different formats. It's obviously too powerful for that format. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, I'm thinking, I don't know if I'd use it as a commander card, but I'm thinking it would work well perhaps in the commander deck. But what I'm going to probably do though is build a companion deck around it. So that would probably be a brawl deck perhaps, and just build it around, or I might just build an Ikoria deck with around Zerda, because I just love Zerda. It's just a great companion. It's my favourite companion. So what I like about this, it's an elemental fox. So again, it's an elemental card. There's lots of elementals in this set, but the fox is bright orange and looks like it's on fire, and it's got lots of long tails and stuff coming from it. Arguably, you could say maybe there's inspiration from Ninetales in Pokemon. I can certainly see that, but I just love this picture. You've got in the background, you've got mountains, so it's obviously up a mountain. You've got all these rocks and stuff in the background. They've been done in a way that they're kind of either very light, or the one closest to Zerda is really dark, and it's Zerda's orangey fiery body just stands out brilliantly. Just that, when I first looked at the cards, that was one of the first cards I looked at, and I fell in love with that card straight away. It's my favourite companion and one of my favourite Magic cards ever. Love that. So yeah, looking forward to building a deck with that. That's number 3. Could be my number 1, but it's a number 3, because the 2 I picked are just as good. So coming in at number 2, now this was a tough one, because this initially was going to be my number 1 pick, but I found one which I actually like better. This is number 2. It's called Of One Mind. It's a blue sorcery card, and it's just, look at that. You can't really see it because of the light, but the picture is just stunning. It's a person. See, one of the big things about Ikoria are humans bonding with animals, which you could argue is again a bit of a twist on Pokemon, perhaps. But basically, yeah, on this plane of Ikoria, there are what's called bonders. Now, these bonders, they bond with creatures at a very young age, and that creature is there. This is hence where the companion mechanic comes from, which is what companion basically is. It's you bonding with a creature. So yeah, so this is what I love about it. It's a picture. It's just such a lovely picture. Human and the creature, and that relationship, that bond that's with them. Think of, well, horse and a rider. Probably the best way to describe it. If you're a horse rider and you've got a particular horse that you ride all the time in competitions or just as a hobby, you develop a bond with that horse. A special relationship with that animal, and this is really what these cards are all about. And I just love the blue-green of the creature. It's obviously either early morning or could be dusk time at night, so you've got the great sky in the background. It's a dark sky, so it's probably night. It's the sunset. Great sky, and it's just the whole relationship between the human and the animal. The human as well, she has similar colour hair to the actual colour of the creature. Just looks really good. Just a really nice card, and stands out. It's bright and it stands out, which is what most of these cards are, very bright, and the contrast is, the way they've been painted, it contrasts really well. So that's number 2, Of One Mind. So my number 1 card, what is my favourite card from Ikoria for its artwork? Not necessarily playability, but for artwork, and it's this one. It's Fairy Dragon. a sprite called Sprite Dragon. One, it's a dragon. I've already said that dragons, angels, spiders and slivers, by the way, I forgot them, slivers are my 4 favourite creatures from Magic. Yeah, dragons are number 1. They are my number 1. So yeah, that's one reason I like it, because it's a dragon card. It's a fairy dragon though, so it's not a normal box standard dragon, hence why it's a gold card, whereas most dragons in the set in Magic are red. This is a gold dragon. It's red and blue, so it can be put across the desk. Now, I like it because of the colours. Again, you can't really see it in this light, but the dragon wings are just so colourful. They're pink and blue. The body is green, a greeny yellow almost, I suppose. Just a great card. And then on top of that, you've got in the background, just behind it, some more glowstones, which are the same colour of the dragon's wings. Now, I think what might be happening, you could argue that the glowing of the crystals is actually making the dragon's wings glow as well. That's one way you could look at it, but it's just a beautiful card. And the contrast again, you've got the light background, the crystals which are really prominent towards the side of the card, and then the dragon just in front of the crystals, which just highlights the crystals just highlight the dragon highlights the crystals. Number 1 for me. Love that card. It's called Sprite Dragon, and it's a fairy dragon. That's number 1 in my set, so there you go. So to recap, my top 8. Coming in at number 8, Savai Sabertooth, a white card. At number 7, Serrated Scorpion, a black card. Number 6, Fire Prophecy, a red instant card. Number 5, Vadrok, Apex of Thunder. Number 4, Rugged Highlands. Number 3, Zerda, the Dawnbreaker. And number 2, of One Mind, blue sorcery. And number 1, Sprite Dragon, gold, red, blue, fairy dragon. That's my top 8, and I'll put them up on my screen on the video when I put it together. Now, one last thing to talk about before I end this video. It's been a long video, so apologies. It's going to be a long video, this one, so apologies, guys. But I'll try and get it down as much as I can. So yeah, as I said, I also bought a booster box. Now, with boosters, some boosters have what's called a box topper, which are really, really hard to find. And with the Ikoria box set, they've released a whole bunch of dinosaur Godzilla type characters and a moth. And the moth. They're special box top cards. So you open a box, and if you've got a box topper, it's going to be one of those special cards. Now, I got the booster, which I was really happy about anyway, but I did not expect to get a box topper in that booster. But you know what? I jolly well did. I opened the box, saw at the top, and I thought, wow, what is this? Box topper. Then I realised this is a special card. So I opened it up. Guess what I got? The moth. This is amazing. I'm still hyped about this. Again, you can't really see it sadly on the screen, but this is a stunning card. Retail at the moment between £40 and £60 to buy it on its own. The Brood Moth. Now, it's not as high as the Godzilla cards, but I don't care. It's the moth, and I never expected to get it. It's fully shiny. It's mythic. This is never going to see play, ever. I'm never ever going to play this card. It's too special. But yeah, and it's alternative art as well. So that's the Brood Moth box top. And now if you compare it to the actual card that's in the game, there it is. So it's the same card, but vastly different. Again, you probably can't see it on this picture, and apologies on that one, but I'll try and put them up. Yeah, that was great. So I was well pleased with getting that, and I've never had a box top before, and that is probably the most valuable card I've ever, out of all Magic cards I've got, is probably that card right now. So yeah, really pleased with that. I'm never going to play that, as I say. So very hard to get hold of. So yeah, that was really good news. So that is it basically. That is the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Just me talking about Ikoria and the creatures that are in it, some of the creatures and the artwork. But yeah, I really like it. Yeah, hope that video was interesting, and I'll catch you guys later in another video.